We are back. Hello, good day, good afternoon. I have returned. I took a little break there. It was getting a little dicey. Things were getting crazy. Everything's still stupid. The world's on fire. Red wave, maybe, maybe not. Everything's dumb. Really just the world's on fire. No surprises there. We're back. I got a beverage. I stared into the moon. I stared into the blood moon and wondered if there was any more reason to live. Just kidding. All right, let's get it back. Let's get back where we were. Let's get back on the update. 474, 483 people. I'm going to bring the energy, you bags of rice. I took 50 minutes to yell at the moon. I screamed at the sky. I clapped the cheeks of the universe, and I asked the sun, why? Why is this occurring? Who really knows? Nobody knows. Everything's dumb. Everything's on fire. Let's get an update of where the hell we are. I watched some of the coverage from some other folks, and I was watching Fox News for 5 seconds, and Brit Hume was like, meh, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to get back. Got to bring the energy. Got to bring the energy. All right, a couple of things happened while I was gone. The Republicans put their thing down, flipped it, and reversed it. Just kidding. I didn't say that. All right, good night, everybody. I'll see you later. All right, so here's what happened. Brian Kemp won Georgia, so rejoice, clap the cheeks of the universe, thank the heavens above that we're not going to have to see Stacey Abrams on television ever again, other than as the president of frickin' the president of the universe on Star Trek. Who even watches that? Who cares? Everything's dumb. Nobody even knew who was running against Gavin Mussolini, the greasy sun god of California, but apparently he won again. So we're gonna have to listen to him gaslight us as he eats duck liver at the fucking French Laundry. This guy sucks. So good luck, California. Best of luck to you. Everybody, I swear, like everybody's like a masochist. They're like, yeah, I've been destroyed for a couple years, and my business got shut down, and my 9-year-old had a heart attack, and a 23-year-old person in the best shape of their entire life just keeled over and just clapped themselves, because of global warming. Greta Thunberg for leader of the planet. Everything's stupid. So Brian Kemp apparently has been declared as the winner for Georgia, which is fantastic. That's great. In New York, Kathy Hochul is winning versus Lee Zeldin right now. 74% voting there. The 10% lead on Lee Zeldin. For most people that think that New York is an unwinnable race, I think that's still pretty good. 74% voting there. But if you choose Kathy Hochul in New York, best of luck to you guys, because apparently you're the disciples of the mysterious potion. Apparently she moonlights for fudging Faisal. So that's cool. I'm surprised they didn't elect Fauci, the fucking governor of New York. Probably going to get a little bit more spicy on this stream because I'm not on TikTok with a bunch of these teenagers. They finished the meatloaf. Now they have a stomachache in the basement right now. Everybody's stupid. Let's see where Fed or beef is at. Actually, let's stick with the governors first. So Brian Kemp apparently won in Georgia, even though the AP is just holding out for some reason. That's stupid. Beto O'Rourke's done forever. Stacey Abrams done forever. That's hilarious. For some reason, Carrie Lake is still trailing 48% in Arizona. She is down by 13%, so that seems great. Oregon is like, I swear these people are masochists. It's like, yeah, people are like rioting in the street. Everybody in Oregon is a they, them. They identify with a frog pronoun. They took over the downtown in fucking Portland for like a month. They're throwing Molotov cocktails at the police station, and people are like, this is fine. Let's elect some other Jabron. But interestingly enough, the state of Oregon, as clueless as they are, at least they don't have Kate Hot Brown anymore, because she was a hot brown candidate spitting hot brown on the planet. So they have some other Tina something or other. She's only up by 0.9 in Oregon for the governor race with 47% voting. So that's good. So I guess that's fine. Brad Little apparently won the governorship in Idaho. No results yet for Nevada. Looks like Colorado got called for Jared, who gives a shit. Wyoming is Republican, South Dakota, Iowa. Let's go back to Gretchen Beanbag. Gretchen Whitmer and Tudor Dixon are still neck and neck. 47% for Tudor Dixon, 51% for Gretchen Whitmer. Gretchen Whitmer sucks. She locked the whole state down. She made your children sit at home in a pit of despair. She clapped all the olds in the nursing home. So that's cool. So if you have a grandparent in Michigan, what are you doing? Maybe get out of there. I don't understand how New York hasn't reported. Big Ron DeSanta Claus already hit the gym. He had a hamburguesa. Like him and Marco Rubio probably did a lap. They ran a half marathon already, and they still haven't even figured out how to get their reporting in. So that's cool. So that's really stupid. Let's go to Minnesota. Apparently, Tim Walz is the candidate for governor in Minnesota. So best of luck to you. G. Floyd lives on forever. Wisconsin is still neck and neck with the Dems in the lead with 75% reporting. So that's cool. I'm watching Carrie Lake somehow trailing to Katie Blob. So best of luck, Arizona. Not too sure what you guys are doing over there. Let's go over to the Senate race. John Feder BEEEF and Mahmoud Ooze are neck and neck. They're about 1.25 points away. But obviously a bunch of mysterious absentee ballots are gonna fall out of Feder BEEEF's neck tomorrow. Oz is gonna surgically slice them out of his neck, and I'm sure BEEEF will win, and then we'll just have like a non-existent blob of meat running for Senate in Pennsylvania. So that'll be great. Really excited for that. Really happy for that. J.D. Vance won in Ohio while I was gone, yelling at the moon. So that's always cool. Blake Masters is trailing heavily in Arizona. I'm not too sure what's going on in Arizona. I'm sure it's all above board. I'm sure all the voting machines just mysteriously stopped working out of nowhere. I'm sure that was totally fine and definitely not corrupt or anything. Wouldn't want to question that. Tiffany Smiley, who was hoping to win in Washington, is down by 15 points with 56% reporting. So Washington again, just like Seattle's a dumpster. I don't know if anybody's been to Seattle in the last 5 years, but it's basically It's basically a sliding hill of urine. If you're in Seattle, basically only two things happen. You're up on the mount, and you can smell Dollar Bill Gates just like sniffing, waiting to go to Poop Stains Island. Even though he's dead, he's trying to charter the Lolita, but he lives next to some lake there, or at least he used to, with his wife, which was that guy or whatever. But she left him for some unknown reason. I'm sure that was fine. Meanwhile, so if you're in Seattle, basically you're up on the hill. You can see Dollar Bill Gates' house, where he had his daughter's wedding in the middle of the clam dam. That was the most dangerous thing in the history of the entire world. Yet him and his daughter and all of their diaperless friends were just getting recorded on video, just breathing particles into each other's face hole. And then he's like, "Why is it so hard to put a diaper on your face? Is it because you..." Shut up, Bill. We hate you. Everyone hates you. Disappear, please. So best of luck, Washington. I hope that one turns. We'll go back to Georgia with Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. They are neck and neck right now. It appears that they're less than 2,000 points away from each other. The official Robert J. Sauce prediction on that one is that it will go to a recount. A pipe will burst. Someone will do an upside down they them. Stacey Abrams will fall out of a tree somewhere, and she'll be like, vote for Warnock, because I guess everybody in Georgia just doesn't even know what they're doing. So that's always cool. But luckily, Brian Kemp won there, so I guess that's a good thing. I guess that's a positive thing. Feder BEEEF still, again, I don't know really what's going on there. Let's look at the U.S. House of Representatives. It appears the GOP won 156 to 103. They gained 2 seats. This is not the wave, as it were, that was supposedly predicted. So that's always cool. So it's really stupid, and it just I think it should be a lesson to all of us that if you have such an election as this, where Joey Basement is basically deceased, he's not currently living, his earlobes don't connect, he's not even real, his son's smoking Parmesan in a house in Malibu right now, laughing all the way to the bank. Him and Lex Wexner are like mysteriously in an SUV going to some girl's house that's 12. So that seems totally fine. That seems awesome. Everybody's doing great over there. But yeah, I mean, it's like the whole nation got locked down. Everybody got clapped. A baby has a blood clot. A 30-year-old person in peak physical shape is just like gag in public at the soccer game while they're running. And yet, despite all of this and all of the pain and all of the trash and all of the garbage, despite all of that, somehow people are still managing to go out and cast your vote for blue. So good job, guys. Everybody's doing great. Glad to see that everybody is living in a dream world of magic. Everybody's a masochist, and people just are like, you know what? Make me a prisoner forever because I don't even care. Luckily, J.D. Vance won the Senate in Ohio, which is fantastic. So that's a good thing. But really, right now, the eyes are on Arizona and still on New York. 5 minutes ago, New York was at 75%. Now it's at 65%. Or no, it's 75% for the governor. Lee Zeldin is actually catching up quite a bit. He's down, I think, 9 points, so that's cool. 99% of people in the United States didn't even know who Brian Daley was running for governor in California. Don't understand how people can keep electing this slimy, sleazy grease bag, but I guess that's totally fine. The Katie Hobbs and Carrie Lake race is still not even really close. Katie Blobbs is up by 13%, so that's cool. Somebody just said New York is done. I don't know if that's like hyperbole or whatever. Looks like Kemp is speaking about Stacey Abrams right now, or speaking as he won. Look, the fact that Beto and Stacey Abrams like got hundreds of millions of dollars and still lost, I think is hilarious. The other thing I find pretty funny is like just a few minutes ago, I was looking at Stacey Abrams' page, and she has endorsements from like Tony Braxton and like Jabron James. He's like, "What up, guys? It's Jabron. Just a reminder to vote for Stacey Abrams." It's like, who out there is sitting on the fence, like anxiously awaiting Jabron's opinion? I don't even know any human person that would take any of his advice, unless you're like an 8-year-old kid in Akron. Then who even cares what Jabron thinks? But whatever. Everything is stupid. It's really nice to see that people are paying attention. I saw that Rashida Tlaib won again, so good for you guys. That's great. I don't know if Ilhan Omar won or was even in a race, but I'm sure she would have won because everybody hates everything. I'm going to look up at Minneapolis and see if she was even on there. I don't even know, but I would bet that she won handily if she was. No, I don't see her even in there, so she probably was not, but whatever. But yeah, so like the states just still remain dumb, and everybody is living in a dream world of magic, and it's good to know that despite the pain that everybody is feeling, I don't see a huge wave here. I don't see anything that's remarkable, really, to be honest. And I think it's quite sad. It does appear that John Kennedy has won the Senate race in Louisiana. So you got Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Idaho all going Senate for Republicans. I really don't. It looks like it's too early to call in Utah, but Mike Lee appears to be doing well. The other person has a yellow icon next to their name, so I don't even know. But if I had to guess, I would bet that Utah goes Republican, but who really knows? The New York, back to the governor, which I think is the important one. New York is at 78% with Kathy Dumpster ahead by looks like over 9 points. So that certainly is not. That certainly is pretty concerning. And it's quite sad. And it's like Kathy, it's like, how does it feel to know that Kathy Hochul is potentially going to be the first elected female governor in the state of New York? Like, that even matter? Who even cares? I don't understand who even cares what gender a person is. It doesn't really even matter. Yet that's the thing that they're talking about already. So that's great. Doug Mastriano is still trailing Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania. There's 77% reporting, and he's down by more than 10. So that's certainly not looking good. The Katie Hobbs, Carrie Lake race is, to me, is the most perplexing of them all, because I would honestly say that Carrie Lake was probably the most famous and widely known governor candidate in America right now. That was actually up for that was unknown and coming from nowhere. And it would be truly a tragedy and a loss for all peoples of this country if she was to lose. In Oregon, in Oregon, the race is actually neck and neck. Maybe the people of Oregon have decided that instead of eating an oat milk smoothie and living in a pit of despair, that maybe they could give themselves a chance at actually having a decent, economy or whatever. But I guess that's fine. I guess we'll just ride bicycles until we get a Molotov cocktail thrown at us by an Antifa. That's an organization that doesn't exist, which is apparently just some sad who has a bad relationship with his dad, just like throwing a flaming bottle of alcohol at a person for just like existing. They're like, "What are you, a cisgender male?" They just Molotov cocktail you in the middle of the day, and the cops are like, you win some, you lose some. So good thing I'm going to Oregon never again. But whatever. Gretchen Whitmer and Tudor Dixon are still very close. Michigan only has 41% reporting, which is stupid. So I'm glad that everybody is just like moving quickly. The Brian Kemp or the right now the Fetter Beef and the Herschel Walker races seem to be the closest ones of note. So I'm just keeping an eye on that. But Fetter Beef and Oz are very close. But I know that they don't count the mail-in, the secret mail-in votes that, like I said, are currently residing in the back of Fetterbean's neck. So I'm sure that they'll catch those and push him over the edge, which is just totally fine. Because everything is going great there. Definitely not corrupt. Welcome to Pennsylvania, where you can shoot heron in the broad daylight in the middle of the city. Grab yourself a Philly cheesesteak and a hypodermic needle and have a great time. Welcome to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, where if your team wins the Super Bowl, if somebody yells enough at a guy out in the street, he'll eat literal horse shit, because that actually literally happened. Literal, look it up. Philadelphia, I think it was I don't know if it was a Phillies fan or if it was a Eagles fan. Like the Eagles won the Super Bowl and all these people were like, "Yeah!" And some drunk guy was walking outside of the stadium. There was cops on horseback and they were like, "Eat the shit." And some allegedly human person was so riled up by the adrenaline that he put literal horse shit in his mouth. So that's cool. So they're doing great over there in Pennsylvania. Everybody's doing great. I'm not really seeing much change on the Arizona side, so that's cool. But yeah, I guess that's cool. Blake Masters is getting his cheeks clapped as it looks right now. Somebody said definitely an Eagles fan. Yeah, definitely not surprised by that at all. Thank you, Princess KK17, for the badge. Really appreciate that. Somebody says, I just moved from Philadelphia to Texas. See, that's the thing. That's why so many people so decisively voted for Big Ron DeSanta Claus, who, let me remind you, will come down the chimney with all of the presents and gifts of the freedom gifts. He won the governorship by 30,000 something votes last time against, and the other guy was found like naked upside down with like a male prostitute, like drunk, like some guy OD'd on like heroin or something, or crystal meth. And the other candidate, who was like widely supported in a big blue Gibran, was found like naked upside down, like in a, in a hotel room in South Beach. And he almost won the governor of Florida. So I'm sure the country would have been fine if he had gotten in. So you love to see stuff like that. And then like a couple months later, or whatever, him and his wife came on. They were on that lady's show. What's her face? The same lady that talked to R. Kelly, where he's like, I'm trying to live my life. I'm trying to save my life. Gayle King. That's the one. It was like Gayle King v. whoever the crack guy was, and his wife was sitting there just like, she's like, I made a mistake. So that's always good. He's got like 2 young daughters, so that's good. I'm sure they'll grow up to be just fine, mentally stable and great. So best of luck to him. So that's cool. And it just goes to show how fragile these races are and how fragile the country and really the world is. And it certainly concerns me, because it's like, if this is the way that these elections go, with all of these terrible things, like I said before, and despite all of that, people still show up for these jabrones, it's like, I don't know what else you could do. And like the fact that J.B. Pritzker won so handily in Illinois, to me, is perplexing. And I know everybody's going to say rigged this and rigged that. And like, yeah, maybe you're right, maybe not. I don't know. But, these races are, not a lot of people are not voting. And these people are winning by not that much. And like I said, the state of Florida 7,500 people voted in the state of Florida. You would think that they would be most concerned about making sure that their votes were cast. The state of California has 3.5. California has some 30 million something people, and there's only 30% is in, and there's only 3.5, 4 million votes in there. People just don't vote. So I'm gonna type in voting age people Florida, voting age residents. Let's see. How many? The Census Bureau provides a look at Florida's. Let's see. Florida has 15 million. Florida has 15 million voting age residents. The state of Florida. 1.5839 million residents in the state of Florida are of voting age, and only 7 trillion billion million dollars. Who am I, Joey Basement? Only 7.5 million people actually voted out of 15 million. So that means half the eligible voters didn't even choose. And I think that should be the lesson to everybody, that the real issue, the real problem, the real way that the world changes is not by flipping a person that's a Dem, but by convincing a person that otherwise wouldn't participate in this type of thing to participate. Because if 7.5 million people showed out in Florida, he could have, that alone would have doubled, tripled all the votes that DeSantis got. And obviously I'm happy that he won, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't vote because they thought that he would win handily, but nonetheless, in these other states, there's just not that many people voting. New York State is the most populous state in America, is the second most populous state in America. There's 8 million people in New York City alone, and right now with 80% of the vote in, there's only 4.6 million people that voted. So that's how it goes down. Now, I'm seeing that New York is now reporting at 79%. With Lee Zeldin still down by a little bit less than 10%, which is not good. Let's go back to the Senate and look at Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker is up by 0.4. It appears that he's up by about just under 20,000 votes, which is a lot more than he was up about 20 minutes ago. So that's a good thing. Arizona is still stuck at 48%. And I would wager that when the dust settles, the fuckery that went on in Arizona will be more than obvious. And, I think a lot of people have PTSD from all of these selections. And the fact that all these voting booths and whatnot just didn't work on the day of, and people got told to go to other places. It's like your average person, if they get off their couch and actually make it down to a polling place to cast a vote, and they're there for a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever, it's like, sometimes you don't have the option, and I would wager that more people that vote on the right side of things, vote on election day. The rest of them are sending in mail-in ballots from their upside down bunker somewhere. So it's like all the day of voters is like where you can really do the clapping. So if Arizona chooses Katie Hobbs, despite that, it's going to be a sad day for them. Generally speaking, what happens in Arizona doesn't affect the rest of the country all that much, but in a lot of ways it does, because Carrie Lake was so visible and so audible that her voice was heard around the country, which I think is really important. So it's like, if she was the governor of a major U.S. state, a heavily populated U.S. state, especially a border state, her voice would have been very useful in the general fight against all of this debauchery and garbaggio. So that's kind of sad, but, whatever. It's not over yet. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Right now, I am streaming on Rumble as well as on what's it called? As well as on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Just a reminder, if you're watching on Instagram and you are not following me, make sure you hit this arrow and follow. Follow the account. Tell me I suck, whatever you want. Big thanks again to the people that have been buying the badges. I really appreciate it. What do you guys think in the chat? Somebody says, see you on Rumble. That's awesome. it's weird. You like can't watch. I can't pull up the Rumble stream here because I'm streaming to it, so I can't see how many people are in there. But I'm curious how many people are watching. It's probably not a ton because I don't have a huge following there, but whatever. Somebody says, "What are you gonna do about it? We didn't fix 20." What do you mean we didn't fix 20? Who's we? What am I supposed to do about fixing 20? You know, this is how you fix it. This is what you do. You try to figure it out. You try to get people to vote. You know, I'm pushing out I'm pushing out somewhere conservatively around 5 to 10, probably about 5 million views a month on my videos, which all tend to be, generally speaking, trying to convince people to pay more attention. And so like I'm clearly participating. So when someone says something like we didn't fix something, it's like, all right, well, you know, what did you do? I don't know. You know what I mean? I hope that everybody contributes, because I think the real task here is to look forward as much as it was bad and try to figure out how to convince people that otherwise don't pay attention and otherwise don't participate, to get those people to participate by welcoming them into the fray, as it were, under the tent supposedly of the light, and maybe sending them some digestible, short, fun videos that are 90 seconds long, some that are 4 or 5 minutes, 10 minutes long, that convince them maybe to think a certain way, maybe to participate in elections, and maybe just brings a little bit of a bit of a laugh to all of the clownery that's going on, and maybe helps convince them. So I'm doing the best that I can to do it. So somebody says, other influencers don't do anything unless they get paid by these people. Stop watching these people. I mean, look, you have to generate an income to do this. Like, I've been on the stream. I was on the stream for 3 hours before, 30 minutes now. That's a half a day of work. The average person, even somebody that's making $40,000 a year, works for 4 hours. They make, you know, they make 50, 60 bucks, 70 bucks, whatever. So you have to get paid for the time. It takes a lot of effort. All this equipment around me was $8,000, $9,000. So people have to generate an income. You shouldn't be against an influencer or a personality, a media person generating cash flow. They got to pay for what they're doing in their time. So making money or generating an income of any kind is not bad, because I can guarantee you it's disproportionately small compared to the effort that's required to put in. Somebody said, I waited in the rain while the D-bag behind me wore flip-flops and had a diaper on. California is toast. Yeah, California is certainly toast. It sucks that all the stuff is coming in so slow. It's like it's now midnight here on the East Coast. It's officially Wednesday, November 9th. Feder Beef and Mehmet Ouz are 1 point away from each other. Let's go to the governor. Excuse me, Lee Zeldin's still down by less than 10 in New York. Let's see. Katie Blobs, I still don't understand that one. Oregon is still very close at 47%. You know it's all Dems running the polls. I mean, I don't know that that is true, but Mark Kelly is sizably ahead in Arizona, but we're still waiting on that one. Let's go to the Senate again, to Washington. 57% are reporting in Washington State, and Tiffany Smiley is down by 14%. So that's not good. As far as like the seats gained and lost, again, I'm not seeing the alleged wave, and that is not good. But, you know, there's a what's it called? So it looks like the Senate is 46 to 46. It's a tie right now. They need 51 for a majority. So we're still waiting on, it looks like, 8 more Senate seats. And it looks like in the House, the Republicans are at 170 and the Democrats are at 117. So they need 218. So right now, the Republicans appear to be on their way for the House, but the Senate is neck and neck. So this Feder beef and this beef and this Herschel Walker race are very, very important. So I'm not convinced that we're going to get a result from beef tonight. I would wager that will take weeks. I mean, days, at least. It's funny. Joe Pinion actually is doing pretty well in New York. I mean, they already called it for Chuck the Lurch. But Joe Pinion actually did 41%, which is actually not bad. But somebody said they can't see the live on Rumble. That's great. It's always good. It says I am live, but maybe I went live on the wrong channel. Maybe I went live on Rumble's challenging. It's going down to a control of a runoff with the BEEEF and Walker for control of the Senate. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's really what it is. BEEEF and Walker for the Senate. They do a runoff. They pump $1 quadrillion into Warnock and prop him up, and then they prop up BEEEF. I don't know that, and like BEEEF, they got all the mail-ins, they got all the absentees, and it seems to me like that's a pretty corrupt locale. It's like if you can shoot H-bomb on the street in broad daylight in Philadelphia, you tell me you can't slip a couple right past the old guards there, but whatever. Look, if they can clap Jeffrey Poopstain in an American prison and the cameras can go off, what can't they do, really? Yeah, they gotta count all the secret. Everything's stupid, but that's always good. Being from PA, it's even stupid that BEEEF is a thing. 0 people I know voted for him. Blows my mind. Yep. Look at Hobbs and Lake on the number of followers. Yeah, exactly. I did a video about that just the other day where I showed how Katie Hobbs online objectively has, I would say, like 1/10 of the amount of following that Carrie Lake had. So it's like, where are all these voters that are coming out of the sky? Now, when I went to vote today in Florida, and I live in like a young, hip area, of Florida, and despite that, every single person at the polling place was old. Nearly every person was a geriatric, and I was the youngest person there, like by a long shot. Who said Carrie Lake is my idol? Katie Slobs won. I don't believe she won. There's only 48% of the vote in. I don't think so. I mean, the AP is taking quite a bit longer to call these things than some of the others. So I don't know, but I still see the same numbers that they do. I see the number of reporting, but it's not. They're not getting the projections. Somebody called them feather flap. But I think the most impressive one of all, again, like I said, is like how Miami-Dade County showed out. The Cubans and the Latin vote, they know what's up. So big ups to Miami for doing the right thing. Let's see. How can Carrie Lake not win? She's amazing. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that. 100. Let's see. It looks like Tiffany Smiley is still quite a bit behind in Washington for the Senate. It looks like they have officially called the Oregon race for Ron Wyden for Democrat for Oregon, which is not surprising. Looks like that seems good, but I'm sure that the House races, there's probably a ton of House seats in California that are all blue. So if you look on TV right now and look at the numbers, there's like all these missing seats, but that's because they haven't gotten all their House districts in California. There's a guy on the Democratic ticket in the House in California. His name is Kermit. Yikes. Not a good one. Nancy Pelosi, the demon, is winning her district with 82% of the vote. Sad, sick and twisted and sad. How it's like people are masochists. Like, you're gonna choose this person so many times. Eric Swalwell slept with Fang Fang. This guy is a dirt merchant. Yet Eric Swalwell is winning 71% to 28. This guy's such a loser. Ro Khanna won his race. Kevin McCarthy is winning his race. in California. Yeah, all these are probably pretty. Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, Dumpster Merchant. He's up 75% to 24. These people are sick. Yeah, big blue, a big blue across the board in the house in California. They got all of them, so that seems good. Let's see. Oregon looks like they've called 2 Dem and 1 Republican in Oregon. So, like I said before, I don't know the House stuff as much as I follow the Senate stuff. Let's go back to Gretchen Whitmer. Let's see where she's at. Gretchen Whitmer and Tudor Dixon are still very tight. There's only 45% reporting in Michigan, but Tudor Dixon is only down by just over 3%, which is not bad. Herschel Walker is still up. Arizona's just stalling. Where are these people at? What is wrong with them? How is Whitmer even up at all is such a great question. I really wish I knew. But the whole thing is just like, it's so reminiscent of like Donnie Ballgame. It's like it was so covered by Donnie throughout the night. And then just you wake up in the morning and it's like, you gotta be kidding me. But that's the game that we're with right now. And like, people just don't understand. The fact that you can vote in America without an identification is the most insane shit I ever heard in my life. It is tremendously sad on so many levels. Somebody said personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. I agree. That is Andy Frisella quote. The man. Audits. Yeah, that really does a lot of good, sadly. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's definitely a big letdown. It's like, like I've said 20 times, it's like, if this is the way that this stuff goes, despite the fact that the world is so stupid, we're going to be fighting over in the crane. They're going to, the progressive leftists are going to keep gloating. The thing that they have is they convince the emotionally manipulated youth so easily because they got the media on their side. It's like, if you see LeBron James and Oprah and all these other people tell you to vote for whoever, when you go into that ballot box, you just think about how your idol, LeBron James, you and him both read the first 4 pages of your favorite book, and you guys are the same. And you're like, yeah, let me just crack open a high fructose corn syrup Sprite and and buy my LeBron James dunks or whatever. Sad. Jimmy on Facebook said Indiana has a system where they scan your ID, your info comes up, you sign on the dotted line. That's exactly what I did. He said I was in and out in less than 5 minutes. Same with me. Why can't it be that way? Because they don't want it to be that way. Social media has to be fixed and we have to be able to fight back. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. Like I said, I got banned on TikTok earlier during the stream for bullying when I didn't bully anybody other than the people that were living in their basement. The meatloaf. Apparently, they really don't like that on there. So that's always funny. I feel bad for my 14-year-old daughter. I agree, as do I. Katie McNamer, thank you so much for the badge. Somebody said Newsom's going to win again. Yes, of course. They called it when there was 0% of the vote in. New Earth Media says no ID required in the UK, but we don't use machines. You put a piece of paper in a cardboard box. Honestly, I would trust that more than these machines, to be honest. Utah as well. Same thing. No lines. 5 minutes and done. Bam. My husband mailed in our ballots after I told him we had to bring them in person. Yikes. The end of democracy, guys. That's what they said. Sad. Looks like they called the Senate candidate in California, which is no surprise. No surprise. They called the Senate candidate in Oregon. And it looks like they just called the Senate candidate in Washington. So Tiffany Smiley did not win the Senate candidacy in Washington State. So that's great. Thank you, Debbie 05120 for the badge. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody that have been buying the badges. Thank you to the Love My Joy, Princess KK17, Brad Habit, Nicole VG, Mamistas, Katie McNamer, and Debbie 050120 for the badges. I really appreciate that. Thanks, New Earth Media. Appreciate that. Yeah, everything's so dumb. Thanks, Bobby. All we can watch in Canada is mainstream. Is all mainstream? Is this is a gift? Yeah. Carrie Lake is live right now. She said it ain't over yet. Yeah, it's not over yet. It ain't over till Katie Slobs sings. Britt Hume is on Fox. He's got his glasses down here, and he's like, I can imagine what he's saying. Whatever. I like Britt Hume kind of. But it's like, get me on there. Get me screaming and yelling on there. But whatever. How in the actual fudge and cheese brownie is Michigan only at 45%? What the fungool are you doing over in Michigan, Jim? Yo, everybody's trash. Somebody said I lost all hope for humanity. Well, you can't lose all hope. You got to just keep pressing along. But yeah, this stuff is just certainly not good. Let's see if New York has changed. 80% voting, 80% reporting in New York. Kathy, I'm pretty sure in New York you can walk in the door and fart in the election counter's eyes and then just be like, yeah, my name is John Smith, and you can just vote. And I'm pretty sure you can go to the next precinct and just vote again. So New York's doing great. Look, if you're in New York and you vote for Eric. And I don't even know what you're doing there. So best of luck to New York. Oh, man. Hi from Michigan. Yo, Michigan, what are you doing up there? Lisa said, I'm having a beer for you. Have two. I like Waters, Tucker, and Gutfeld, and that's it. I hear that. I voted in New York, and they asked for ID, probably because you were in a red area. They're like, you don't look like an illegal immigrant. Show your ID. It's like, okay, that seems good. Yeah, you can vote. Like you could probably be like a slab of beef in New York, and they would be like, go ahead. They're like, make sure you choose Kathy Hochul and be a good disciple. Has anybody ever seen that video where Kathy Hochul is like, go get the juice because God wants you to get the juice? What a demon serpent. What a serpent from under the sea. Terribly sad. But yeah, people actually going out and choosing that, yikes. Big yikes. Looks like the governor of New York, or looks like the governor of Connecticut, Ned Lamont, is still winning there. Best of luck to you, Connecticut. Not sure what planet you guys are living on. That seems good. Let's go to Doug Mastriano is still getting clapped in Pennsylvania with 80% reporting. Excuse me. It looks like Tina What's-Her-Guts is still ahead in Oregon for the governor. Katie Hobbs is still up by 13% with 48% reporting there. We got New Mexico, Democrats in charge there for the governor right now by 6%. Looks like the governor of Colorado is already decided. Kansas, how the hell are you going to lose Kansas? Like, what are they doing in Kansas? You telling me that there's woke scolds in Kansas? And they're just like, yeah, they're going to vote for Laura Kelly. She's up by 2.8. That seems good. Let's see. I don't understand how these tallies are still staying the same. The one that I keep looking at is Michigan, and Tudor Dixon is not behind by much, but still only 46% there, which is stupid. Which ones of these aren't stupid? That's what I don't understand. Wisconsin is neck and neck for the governor. It appears that The Republican is down by less than 1% there with 84% reporting. So Wisconsin is pretty tight right now. I don't know how Wisconsin usually votes, but so Idaho is good. Wyoming is good. South Dakota, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia. All those are good. Ohio's good. New Hampshire and Vermont, those are good. I still can't believe J.B. Pritzker. That one just throws me for a loop. Iowa, Republican governor, that's good. WI usually goes Dem. Was that Wisconsin? So, yeah, so it's pretty tight there right now for the governorship. Let's see, Fox called against Dixon. Wow, really? I don't see that. Fucking Fox. I'm going to check that right now. Thanks for staying up. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Like I said, if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you hit the button and follow. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Tudor Dixon. I don't see that one called right now. It says... I don't see Tudor Dixon called yet, but it's possible. Yeah, I don't see her called yet. I'm gonna pull up Clown News Network and see what they have to say. It's an even split in the Senate with 8 seats left. Let's see. Republicans need 1 Democratic seat to gain control of the Senate and 22 competitive seats to gain control of the House right now. Herschel Walker is up by like 15,000 votes, which is good. Let's see. Let's see. Democrat Amelia Sykes wins a battleground Ohio House seat. Nancy Pelosi wins re-election. They called that. It looks like Steve Landsman defeated Steve Chabot in a key Ohio House race. Becca Balint will make history as the first woman to represent Vermont in Congress. Let's see. Yeah, people keep like Gavin Newsom makes me sick. If any Republican candidate talked like that, I would be like, this guy sucks. Democratic Gov Tim Walz will win re-election in Minnesota. Good luck with that, guys. Best of luck. Big yikes. Big literal yikes. Let's see. What else we got going on? Live governor map and results. Let's see. Clown News Network, which I think would be first to call a Democrat for a win, has not called Michigan yet, as I can see. And I would believe that they would call that straight away. It looks like CNN is calling New York for Kathy Dumpster, which is just sad. That is too bad. Let's see. Key races. Let's see. Yeah, Tim Walz, the projected winner in Minnesota for governor. Let's see. Flipped seats. CNN has good technology. It's too bad that they're demons, you know. Let's see what they say. If you don't do governor, let's do Senate. All right. So key races. Let's do flipped seats. Let's see. It doesn't say. Grassley, projected winner for the Senate in Iowa. It's too bad that Bolduc lost for Senate in New Hampshire. That's a bummer. But I guess they didn't really think that he was going to have that. Looks like BEEEF is only up by 0.9 now. Only ahead by 39,000 votes, which is just stupid. If you could vote for like literally a slab of beef, then like they might as well next time they might as well run like a giraffe or something. They're like this is what the giraffe says. Like some stenographer is like, "Oh, she speaks giraffe." And the giraffe's like whipping its neck. It's like whipping its neck at at a wall, and they're like, this is what the giraffe is saying. The giraffe is saying, "I stand with Roe v. Wade." The giraffe is saying, "Dr. Oz has 5 mansions." It's like this is the type of shit that they would do, you know? Like that's literally the type of stuff that they would say. They'd be like, "In a first of its kind, a giraffe wins and a giraffe wins the Senate in New York. First interspecies win." And Joe Byron freaking and Hunter paint through a straw would be like, "Whoa." Hunter would like fall out of a pile of Parmesan and just be like, "I endorse this giraffe." And every good boy point collecting like internet chooch, like leftist progressive good boy point soggy soy boy would be like, "You're anti-giraffe that you would even say that." It's like, what? Like whom hurt you? Why are you hurting inside? Let's see. Looks like there's a tie so far in the Senate, 47-47. So we're still waiting on. I really don't think they're going to give us a result for Warnock. I don't think they're going to do it. They're 15,000 votes ahead. The vote-in is 92%. Herschel Walker needs. Let's see. So if a differentiator of 0.4 is 15,000 votes and they're at 92, that means he needs 15,000, 30,000. That means he needs like 75,000 more votes in his favor if Walker got none. So that one is tight. The whole state is almost blue. It's just like Savannah, the coastal chooches, Columbus, and Atlanta, and then just outside of Augusta. And it's like these urban cores, it's like people are so subservient to the state. They have no allegiance to their local area. It's just like young chooches that don't know any better, that get persuaded in these and emotionally manipulated by these demons. How Carrie Lake is behind is so perplexing. Looks like how come no Italians ever win any races? It's always these jabrones. It looks like I don't know where they're broadcasting live on Fox, but it looks like they're at Carrie Lake HQ maybe. The thing that's sad about this is that despite the fact that this is like despite the fact that this is playing out in this way, it's like this still doesn't change. This doesn't change the inevitable, which is like we are running out of diesel fuel. Gas is still overpriced. Food is still overpriced. You know what's going to happen in the next couple months? We are going to lose so many jobs and people are going to be so unemployed right in time for Christmas. It's going to be sick. It's like people don't even understand the degree by which this stuff is really going to happen. And other countries too are just like everybody's getting clapped. And people, and this just goes to show how brainwashed and dumb people are. It's like you can't chalk every single thing up to corruption and stealing it, because it's like, I don't know. I just don't feel like that's a winning game. I still think that these votes really do matter, but it's like I think about like my grandparents, for example, right? It's like when my grandparents were in their 80s, 90s, like they were watching TV, most of the day. And, obviously they're just my grandparents. It's not like they're, but it's like, where do your grandparents get news from? They're not on the internet. They're not following people on social media. They're not participating, and they're not in that. So all they have is television commercials and what the media tells them. And if they don't like the people on Fox News, for example, and they feel like they're smarmy or whatever, they're not going to watch Fox News, which means they're going to get 15 different opinions about why the Democrat is better. They're going to get it from the daily shows, the daytime TV shows. They're going to get it from ABC, CBS, MSNBC, NBC, CNN, every single television show. They're going to get it on frickin', what's it called? Law and Order. They're going to get it on Law and Order, SVU. They're going to say fentanyl and all this other bullshit. And they're going to convince people that, Bitcoin is global warming, and people are so brainwashed. The whole world is just hypnotized by this stuff. And it's like when you realize that the elderly people are the largest voting bloc, and then the easily emotionally manipulated youth that'll take the juice, that'll take a Pfizer juice for a slice of pizza. It's like, that's why these things go this way. It's like being a person that's well informed and understanding what's going on, like, pales in comparison to being like a 19-year-old socialist in Berkeley, that thinks that DePap broken. You know what I mean? They're like, DePap did exactly what the news said. You watch that CNN interview with Anderson Pooper and what's her demon. I watched like the first a minute of it or whatever in this clip, and you're just like, how could you look at this woman and think that she's being honest? She said that salon, that video recorded her not wearing her diaper inside when she had passed all these rules and laws and whatever and was gaslighting people about how they need to wear it. She said that they owed her an apology for trapping her into it. And these demons were just like, yeah, that's fine. Let's elect this 82-year-old psycho demon lurch again. Let's elect Chuck Schumer again. These people are sick in the head. The only people that would do that are people that are easily emotionally manipulated or not paying attention to any information from any other source other than the approved mainstream narrative sources. That's it. So it's like, that's why this shit is like this. It's not always corruption. It's not always this and that. It's just, they got it in the bag. It looks like Democrats flipped the governorship in 2 states, Maryland and Mass. The governor of Maryland won 60-40, 60 to less than 40, and flipped the state of Maryland to a Democrat. And I didn't know that the governor of Mass was a Republican, but they flipped the state of Massachusetts, and whoever the person was, Healy, won 63-34. It's like, how do you do that with this situation the way that it is? The only way that I can figure it out is the fear propaganda and the mainstream. And it's like, at this pace, if this is how it goes when everything is fucked and Joe Biden is a sloppy disaster, they're just going to game the system forever. And there may be a time 20 years from now where there's not a single conservative out there. But yeah, it looks like for the governors, flip seats, Maryland and Mass. That's for the governor. You go to the House, flipped seats. Let's see. Flipped seats in the House. There were several flips in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, and then a Democratic flip in Ohio. So the Republicans flipped 6 and the Democrats picked up 1. And that's for Senate, or that's for the House. Then for the Senate, flipped seats. None. The Republicans didn't flip a single seat. So it's like you got no flipped seats in the Senate at all. Not a single flipped seat. You got 6 6 for the Republicans in the House, which is not tremendous. They were thinking they were going to get what, 20? And 2 governors got flipped for Democrats. Okay. Yeah. It's like, I hate to say it, but this is not a good showing for Republicans. It's not good. Let's go back to this, see where everything is at. We're at let's see, governors. Let's see, in Arizona, Carrie Lake is still down by 13 points with 48% in, which I'm still not seeing. BEEF is only up by 0.8, which is good, but still too early to call. Nevada. I still don't see any results from Nevada. Maybe they closed their results late or something. Oregon, the race for governor in Oregon is still pretty tight, and I would wager if a Republican won there, that would be a flip. Who's the governor of Oregon now? Yeah, Kate Brown. So Kate Hot Brown, she sucks. Born in Spain. Comes here and becomes a tyrant. Go figure that. Joanne on Facebook said they're still voting in Nevada. Jesus. All right, let's go to governor and look at the key races. Let's see. Yeah, the Oregon, Arizona, New Mexico, Kansas. So right now the key governorships, Kansas, New Mexico, Arizona, Oregon, Michigan. Oh yeah, let's go back to Michigan. Michigan's still at 49%. What the hell are you guys doing over there? Zoinks. So it looks like Wisconsin, somebody just said Ron Johnson is now leading for the Senate in Wisconsin. So that's good. I don't know. Let's see if I go to, because it seems to me like they got a pretty good handle on the key races here. So this Wisconsin Senate race is key in Wisconsin. So right now, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin, Utah, Arizona are the key Senate races, but Arizona is not going well so far. So Utah, Wisconsin, PA, and GA. So let's see. So let's go back. What up, Randy, on Facebook? How you doing? Dems were offering $3,000 a post on social, and Republicans were offering nothing. I was offered a job with a... Yeah, they got the money for sure. NY is fucked. Thanks, Randy. Yeah, people are thankful to have you speaking this late. Yeah, it's 12:30. John BEEEF. No problem, Lisa. Let's see. Yeah, Ron Johnson is up in Wisconsin with 86% reporting, and he's up by like 75,000 points. So that one might get decided fairly soon at 86% reporting. The Feder beef is still neck and neck pretty much. Fucking hell. Raphael Warnock just took the lead again in Georgia. Wow. 95% reporting. Well, Raphael Warnock is still shy of 50. How much you want to bet Georgia goes to a runoff? This is what I think is going to happen right now. Georgia's going to go to a runoff because neither of them are going to get 50%. There's only 5% remaining, and Warnock is 0.7% off, and they seem to be sticking neck and neck for a while. So how much you want to bet Georgia goes to a runoff? Feder beef is at 82%. They're not going to be done counting until 5 o'clock in the morning, and I bet you they kick the can down the road for days. So we're not gonna know the answer to Georgia or Pennsylvania today. That's my guess. Wisconsin is looking pretty good at 86. That's pretty strong. So that one's definitely one to watch. Utah is only in 50%, but Mike Lee is winning pretty well there. I don't know if that's a key race. Yeah, it is. This is for the Senate I'm talking. Blake Masters is getting clapped, 17 points behind right now, but Arizona's still at only 50%. Washington is done. Oregon is done. The Oregon got the senator and Washington. That seems standard. Nevada, we still don't have any results at all. Mike Crapo in Idaho apparently won, so that's cool. But Blake Masters is getting zapped. Colorado is done. Feder beef in Pennsylvania is just dragging. So I don't know. I don't think that we're going to have an answer in Georgia or Pennsylvania tonight. I do believe that we will have an answer for Wisconsin, which hopefully goes red, which would mean that would be a good one. I don't know if the Wisconsin person is blue now. But Mark Kelly is winning handedly. Let's see. Carrie Lake is still at 49%. The Oregon governor race is actually still pretty tight. That's pretty remarkable how tight that is. Let's see. John Federbeef. This shit's crazy. I wonder if there's any ballot measures. I wonder if that's anything worth. California, Proposition 1. California adds the right to abortion and contraceptive use to the state constitution. California Proposition 26 allows Native American tribes to offer sports betting on tribal lands. That failed. Proposition 27 legalizes sports betting via agreements with the Native American tribes. No. California Prop 28 increases spending on arts programs in public schools. Yes. Arts programs. You know what that's going to be? Drag Queen Story Hour. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm guessing. California Proposition 29 regulates staffing of kidney dialysis clinics. More regulation will certainly make that more expensive. California Prop 30 imposes a tax to support the purchase of electric vehicles. 68% yes. California is so stupid. These people are living in a pineapple under the MFing C. California Proposition 30 imposes an additional 1.75% tax on individual income over $2 million, with proceeds going towards incentives for electric vehicles and charging infrastructure and wildfire prevention. As if the rich don't already get taxed to the gills in California. Best of luck with that. California Prop 31 upholds the state law barring the sale of flavored tobacco. Yes, flavored tobacco is illegal. Certainly that makes a fucking difference. Good job, California. You're doing great. Let's see what other idiot ballot measures that we can find. Let's go to a cool state. Let's go to a cool state like Florida. Let's see. I saw these ones in Florida and they were very confusing. Number 1, Florida Amendment 1 amends the Florida Constitution to allow the legislatures to pass laws exempting the value of improvements made for flood resistance when calculating a home's value for property taxes. Allows lawmakers to change the property tax rules. Okay, so they can exempt the value of improvements made for flood resistance. So what that means is if you add additional flood resistance to your home, it doesn't increase your home's value for property taxes. So Florida voted yes, so that's good. That's good. That means less taxes if you protect your house for flood. Amendment 2 abolishes the state's Constitutional Revision Commission. Abolishes a 37-member panel that meets every 20 years to propose potential amendments to the state constitution. 54% voted yes. Okay. Oh. Number 3, allows lawmakers to change property tax exemptions for some public workers. So I voted yes on this one. Amends the Florida Constitution to allow legislature to pass laws providing a home property tax exemption for teachers, law enforcement officers, correction officers, firefighters, emergency medical responders, military members, and child welfare service workers. I voted yes on that, and that passed. Good job, Florida. So that means that a property tax exemption will happen for teachers, law enforcement, correctional officers, firefighters. That'll bring more of those people to the state and entice them to come. That's great. Good job, Florida. Let's look at some stupid ones. Let's see. Let's look at some stupid places. Let's go to New York. Sorry, just joking. New York ballot proposal 1 authorizes bonds for climate change mitigation. Authorizes $4.2 billion in bonds to finance climate change mitigation and flood mitigation projects, water infrastructure, lands conservation, and recreation projects. Yes. 69% voted for $4.2 billion for climate change mitigation. Good job, New York. Way to go. Just doing great. Let's see what else. Somebody said Oregon. All right, let's check Oregon. Oregon adds the right to affordable health care to the state constitution. 50% said no. Good job. Still, they're still tallying on that. Oregon Measure 112 bans slavery as criminal punishment. Amends the Oregon Constitution to delete a provision permitting slavery or involuntary servitude as punishment for a crime. So they ban that. Yes. Affirms that courts can sentence alternatives to incarceration, including mandatory education, counseling, treatment, or community service. Yes. Okay, that seems fine. Oregon sets new rules for the purchase of firearms. Oregon Measure 114 requires a permit from law enforcement for people to purchase firearms. An applicant will need to complete a safety training and pass a criminal background check. It also prohibits magazines of holding more than 10 rounds of ammunition, and they voted yes on that. Good job, Oregon. You're dumb. Good luck, guys. Good luck with that one. No more than 10 rounds. Like, that's going to do anything. Insane. All right, let's see what else. Washington State. See, these are states that the vote's not totaled in yet. Let's see. Washington State. Seeks voter opinion on workers' compensation for rideshare company workers. I don't know. That's written really stupid. I'm not even going to read that one yet. Let's see Connecticut. See if there's anything in Connecticut. Connecticut voted to legalize early voting. 57%. Okay. How about, let's see, D.C. District of Columbia, Initiative 82, increases the minimum wage for tipped employees. Gradually increases the minimum wage for tipped employees until it equals the wage for non-tipped employees in 2027. That's going to make the service industry a whole lot more expensive, and that is going to punish restaurants in the District of Columbia. 74% voted yes for that. Tipped employees make a pretty good living. I don't know what anybody's talking about, but okay. Let's go to Georgia. Halts pay for indicted state executive office holders in law. So amends the Constitution to halt pay for state executive office holders and legislators who are suspended from office following a felony. 88% said yes. Good job. I like that. I'm happy with that. Let's see. Exempts timber equipment from property taxes. 59% said yes. Good. Expands property tax exemption for agricultural equipment. 76% said yes. Good job. Well done, Georgia. Who else has a different state they want? Delaware. Delaware has no ballot measures. California Prop, somebody said which one? California Prop 27? Prop 27 did not pass. 22% is in. Let's see. Tennessee. All right. Tennessee. Ballot measures in Tennessee. Requiring union membership as a condition of employment. 69% voted to amend the Tennessee Constitution to prohibit workplace contracts that require union membership or affiliation as a condition of employment. Good job, Tennessee. Well done. You do not have to be a member of a union to be employed. That is good. Tennessee Amendment 2 designates a Senate Speaker as acting governor. It will allow the Senate Speaker to be designated as active governor when the governor is temporarily unable to perform duties of office. 75% said yes. Tennessee also voted to ban slavery as criminal punishment. And Tennessee now will allow religious ministers to serve in the legislature. The rule from 1978. What other states? How about somewhere? How did 2.4 million people vote for Fetterbean? Great question. All right, Utah. Sets limit on spending approved during special legislative sessions. Amends the Utah Constitution to increase the legislative cap on appropriations from 1% to 5% of the previous fiscal budget. Exempts federal funds received for fiscal, public health, or emergency. And they voted against that. Increase the cap on appropriations from 1% to 5%. Good. So there's no more squandering. They voted against it. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, they voted against it, so that's good. Ballot measure in Utah is good. They voted against allowing for more appropriations. I think that's good. Somebody said Ohio. All right, Ohio. Ohio, eh? All right, Ohio. Sets rules for granting bail. Amends the Ohio Constitution requiring courts setting bail to consider public safety, the seriousness of the offense, a person's criminal record, and the likelihood a person will return to court and other factors. It removes the state's Supreme Court's role in setting procedures for bail. They voted yes for that. Ohio, number 2. Amends the Ohio Constitution to state that only U.S. citizens are entitled to vote in state or local elections. 77% voted yes. That is good. All right. Who in the right mind would vote for Fetterbean? Great question. After I do this next one, I'll go back to the states. Somebody said Louisiana. All right. Louisiana. All right, Louisiana. Amends the Louisiana Constitution to increase the percentage of certain state funds that can be invested in stocks from 35% to 65%. 64% of people said no. That is good. That only helps Wall Street. That only helps all of the other garbaggio merchants. I think that's good. Expands property tax exemption for veterans. Expands the home property tax exemption for disabled veterans. 73% said yes. Good job, Louisiana. Wow, Louisiana actually had a bunch. Louisiana had an amendment to ban slavery as criminal punishment, and they said no. Whoops. Let's see. Regulates water bills. Amends the Louisiana Constitution to allow local governments to waive water charges for customers when water infrastructure is damaged and it's not the customer's fault. It allows the government to waive your water charges if infrastructure is damaged, it's not the customer's fault. 75% said yes. That's good. All right, let's go back to the garbage and let's see if anything's changed. All right, let's see what we got. Katie Hobbs in Arizona is still only at 50% reporting. We got, let's see, we got for the governor. We'll start with the governors first. Okay, Nevada has started reporting. Only 1% is in so far, and Joe Lombardo is ahead, but there's only 1,500 votes that have been counted. Oregon is at 56% with the Republicans still losing by 0.9. Katie Hobbs is still up by almost 14%, which is terrible, but Arizona's still at only 50. Doug Mastriano has been called to lose in Pennsylvania. They called it for Josh Shapiro, so it looks like you got a Democratic governor in Pennsylvania. So that sucks. Let's see. Minnesota, Tim Walz, okay. Wisconsin is at 90%, and the Democrat is up by almost 3 points. So that's not looking good for Wisconsin. Tudor Dixon is still behind by over 5 points with 63%. That's not good. Kathy Hochul is predicted to be the winner of the state of New York. That is sad. If Democrats win Michigan, Pennsylvania, New York, and Arizona, Lord help us. Not good, dude. Not good. Not a good night, you know, for thinking how strong it's going to be. Like I said, not a good night for Republicans. Definitely pretty disheartening, especially considering how much people seem to be in support of, you know, switching it up. It's like if you can't win in this environment, I don't know how. Like, when do you win? You know. So it's not good. Joe said, how many more votes has the Giraffe gotten? Probably 10 million. Let's see. Even the House is not looking great. Blake Masters is still way behind. Adam Laxalt is behind in Nevada. So Nevada is in 34%, and Adam Laxalt is behind quite a bit. I was always under the impression that people were saying that Adam Laxalt was going to do really well, but it's still only 34% there. But he's behind by 13 points for the Senate in Nevada. Looks like Oregon called the Senate for Democrat. Let's go back to the Senate. So the Senate, Washington, Oregon, California, all got the Senate. Mike Lee is winning for the Republicans in Utah. Blake Masters is back, is far behind. Adam Laxalt, there's still a lot of time there. Feder Beef is up by more than about 1.2. Warnock is up by 0.9. Jeez, that Georgia race is tight as hell. Feder Beef, dude, if these demons, man, they love it. It looks like Ron Johnson actually might take the Senate in Wisconsin, which is very good, but he's not up by much. PA sucks. What crack are they smoking for Feder Beef? Sloth just projected to win. What, Feder Beef? Wow, Fox projects that John Beef wins the Senate. There's only 83% of the vote. How the fuck did they do that? Yo, we are so fucked. You got Beef in there? Good fucking luck. Dude, that's fucking embarrassing. And it's not embarrassing. And this is the thing is like, I'm not embarrassed that Republicans didn't show out. I'm embarrassed that we live in this time where people, the generations before us, allowed the media to get so corrupted and dark. It's like the fact that Republicans can even compete when 95% of all media and the public zeitgeist is against them, and people are so easily persuaded. PA is in for a rude awakening once Beef is in there. I would bet you a fucking $1 million he goes against fracking the minute he gets in there. How much you want to bet? Wow, I can't believe they called that for Beef. That's crazy, man. That's wild. That is unbelievable. That's too bad. All right, well. So, the way I see it right now, New York is an L. PA is an L. Losing in Oregon. Sisolak is winning in Nevada. Katie Blobbs is winning in Arizona. Shit's crazy, man. Oregon. Crazy. Christy, how are you going to vote for Beef? I don't get that. I do not get that. It's like, who chooses Beef? It's like, of all the candidates, you just choose Beef? Zoinks. Patriot Girl says, I'm done with voting. Bad take. Disagree with you on that. Look, hey, man, it's discouraging, but you got to do what you got to do. To me, it doesn't change anything. It's just a setback, which is depressing, but it is, hey. I don't think that any, you're only as good as your last game. And it's like, hey, let's say that all these do go the other way. It's like, then what? You can't give up. You have to keep pushing. You just have to re-strategize and figure it out. And it's like, you got Joey Basement. Like, this thing that's going to be the worst about it is all the demons gloating about it tomorrow. and then everybody's suffering. This is the thing that I don't understand. It's like, how do you have people in Pennsylvania that watched BEEF fail like that on that debate stage, go out, 2.5 million people go out and choose BEEF? How do 2.5 million people, how do they do that? How do you go and vote for Kathy Hochul when this woman is a serpent? How do you do that? I don't understand that. It's wild. Excuse me. Feder Beef didn't win. Feder Beef didn't win. They called that he won. My aunt is a Republican, and she said she voted for Shapiro and BEEF. What the hell is she doing? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you be a Republican and choose BEEF? I don't get that. You know, at the end of the day, it may all just be a play. Can we please talk about Carrie Lake? She needs to win. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about her. It's not like we haven't. Mastriano is an extremist. I'm done humaning. That's pretty funny. It's a sad night. It's the workers' hoodie. Imagine turning on your TV and having to listen to John Beef. Big yikes. Just 4 seats left in the Senate. And it's getting clearer. Bah, bah, bah. I still can't believe that they flipped the governors in those 2 states. That's crazy. All right, let's look back at Herschel Walker because that one's getting tight. Feder Beef is going to release the prisoners in PA. Good luck, yeah. Mike on Facebook said, I'm going to go to bed just like I did in 2020 and wake up to a bunch of garbage. Truer words have never been spoken. It's pure facts. Send PA some Narcan and a can of common sense. That's funny. Oh, man. Now he's going to be against fracking. That's what I said. I said Republicans are picking up seats in New York. Yo, I've been like throttling these bevies here. Maybe I should drink some water. Let me get some water. I will be back in 2 minutes. Let's see where we are. All right. I'm still not seeing. Let's see. America's Choice. Feel the beef. Feel the beef. Don't you just? Don't I love? Somebody just dropped a Pompeo. Don't you wish Pompeo would really be there? That would be great. All right, there's an even split in the Senate with 8 seats left to determine the chamber's control. The GOP needs net gains of just 1 seat to win the Senate, 5 seats to win the House. This is a first form protein stick, pretty fire. Myra Flores. It looks like Myra Flores lost. That sucks. Wasn't she the young gal? Yep. So it looks like she won in a special election in June, and then she lost. So California is a flaming dumpster fire. Agreed. Yes. Julie on Facebook said, having a feta beef stick? That's pretty funny. That's the funniest thing I've heard of late. I'm going to turn on the volume so I can hear what they're saying over here. Sorry to have a feta beef stick. I've just been on here for like 4 hours, so I'm dying. 5 hours. All right, let's see where we're at. Arizona, still at 50%. Adam Laxalt's behind. Ron Johnson's up in Wisconsin, though. The world is trash. ABC said Ferret Man is losing. What the hell's a Ferret Man? Feta beef stick. How much beef could a feder beef if a feder beef could beef? I don't know. Probably one Dr. Osworth. Everything sucks. How are people? I don't get it. It's like people must love the subservience. They must love to get beefed on. It's like, oh, Karl Rove. These votes are coming in so slow. It's freaking 1:15 in the morning. Check out the latest Tinfoil Hat podcast. Yeah, that's me. Someone said elections are fake. Okay, cool. Oz can't be feder beef. Must love the feder beef, no doubt. Bobby killed it on Tinfoil Hat. Thank you. It's time to split the USA in half. No. Everything does suck and the world is on fire. Joseph, I agree. Yeah, the world is just a beef. It's just a beef factory. We found out about the fraud and it was never fixed. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, they did bring like 100 lawsuits about it and they got clapped. So it's like, you know, they did something. Did you? If you did not vote, this is your fault. Well, I voted. I went out and cast my vote for Big Ron to Santa Claus, and as far as I can see, Florida did pretty well just across the board. Charlie Crist got his shit pushed in. Didn't even get 40%. He got clapped. Let's keep the faith going along, and let's look at some more. Let's go over a couple more ballot measures, because that gave me a little bit of joy, because you saw that some states aren't completely dumb as hell. So give me some states that you want to see, and I'll tell you what the ballot measures are in that state that passed. As of now, it looks like Lee Zeldin lost in New York. So best of luck, New York. Prepare for more people to bounce and Dipset. Oregon, the governor race, the Republicans still losing, though not by much. Republicans losing the governor race in Nevada. Carrie Lake is down by 12%, which is better than she was 5 minutes ago. So that's good. I believe there's no other contested governor race other Wisconsin. It appears that the Democrat is winning the governor race in Wisconsin by 3 points right now, so that's great. And Tudor Dixon is still 5 points behind Gretchen Garbage Merchant at 65% in. So somebody said Nevada. Nevada, their shit hasn't been calculated yet. Pick a state that's not that far west. They haven't put any of their stuff in. Oh my God, New York is screwed. Yep. Pennsylvania will have the count when everyone is sleeping. Yeah. No, Pennsylvania's done. They already gave it to beef. Sloth. Oh, beef is about to talk. All right. Let's listen to beef. He's wearing a fucking hooded sweatshirt. Yo, beef. Yo, this is embarrassing, dude. I'm going to see if I could put it on. Feder beef. This guy has no respect for anybody. He's just wearing a hooded sweatshirt. I'm going to see if I can put it on the TV here so you can see it. Why are you cheering? Are you out of your fucking mind? Yeah, I bet he's not sure what to say. He's a beef. He's not speaking because he can't speak. Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up here.
So I'm so humbled. Thank you so much. Really. Thank you. Like what is it? It's like 1:30 in the morning and you're still here hanging in?
Feder Beef is composing sentences.
We launched this campaign almost 2 years ago. And we had our
Hold on.
slogan. It's on every one of those signs right now. Every county, every vote. Every county, every vote. And that's exactly what
All right, I'm going to put it up on here. Oh, you're probably not going to be able to see it.
we held the line. I never expected that we were going to turn these red counties blue, but we did what we needed to do.
Wow.
And we had that conversation across every one of those counties.
How are people cheering for beef right now? I don't get it.
That's why I'll be the next U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania.
All right, I'm having a tough time getting it up, so whatever. You'll just have to imagine. But maybe you can hear it. I don't know. Maybe you can't.
Thanks to all of you. All of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Your name is grateful.
Hello. Good night.
I want to thank, of course, all these supporters, all across Pennsylvania, all in this room, all across the nation, everyone that chipped in $10 to help us get here. Thank you. And also I also really want to thank my family.
Giselle.
My mother,
My father. Crudité.
Where's Giselle? Where's Giselle? Everyone's here. Giselle? Who 6 months ago she saved my life.
They're like, yeah, beef.
Walking out of a Sheets bathroom, she recognized what was happening. And also
Sheets.
and my
They're like sheets.
Carl, Grace, August.
Feder beef.
Crudité.
Feder beef. His son's wearing gym shorts. Who is that? Yeah, the whole family's dressed like they're. Put on a fucking suit, for fuck's sake. The whole family's dressed in leisure wear. The kid's wearing. The kid's wearing fucking gym shorts. The kid's wearing gym shorts. They look like they're going to the movies. They look like they're going to watch Netflix at the crib. You're on fucking TV. He's like the beef family. We wear sweats. Here at the beef rules. We only wear leisure wear. Jizzle. Everybody's been beefed on. Everybody's who's been kicked in the beef.
Leisure wear.
Community all across Pennsylvania.
People are just like, yeah. Literally, leisure wear.
For every
People are yelling at him.
or person that ever felt left behind,
Yeah, it's for the person left behind. Fuck this guy.
lost. For every factor that was ever closed,
For everything that was every crudité.
works hard, but never ever get ahead.
Beef.
I'm proud of what we ran on.
Beef.
Protecting a woman's right to choose,
Beef.
raising our minimum wage, fighting the union way of life.
Best of luck.
Healthcare is a fundamental human right.
Healthcare is not a fucking human right, you clown. Yo, I'm going to flip the switch. I think Beef's going to be the president. I think Beef's going to go president 2024. You heard it here first. Prez Beef. How much you want to bet? The whole family looks...
20 years ago, I came to Braddock to start a GED program. And I've spent the last 2 decades fighting for the forgotten.
Somebody on Facebook, Joseph, the whole Beef family looks like a bunch of Slim Jims.
And every place matters.
Look, I mean, Dr. Oz sucks as a candidate. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's better than Beef, but I wish we ran somebody better than him, but whatever.
All of you amazing supporters, all of you, and all watching and every. We bet on the people of Pennsylvania.
You get the beef when you beg for beef. Yo, Beef 24. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be Feder Beef. It's going to be... Oh, nice. Your tinfoil hat episode. Thank you. This guy's going to be in the halls of Congress wearing a fucking hooded sweatshirt. Fetterman. Yo. The Beef family is on top right now. And the rest of us are suffering. Who, you tell me, what's the demographic of a person at Beef HQ right now at 1:30 a.m.?
Is a winner in Pennsylvania.
Nice. Fox News cut off Jizzle so we don't have to listen to her tell us that pools are fucking racist.
All of this, I remember it was Selena Zito early on who was going to his rallies and
He's wearing blue jeans and a fucking hooded sweatshirt.
Just think about it.
He's wearing jeans and a sweatshirt. He's like literally wearing something that, like, if you were to go on a date, like the girl would leave. You know, it's like she would be like this sloppy jalopy, and like 2.5 million people chose this beef bag. It's like, and he's like, nah, I'm just gonna go blue jean, black hoodie. Like, what is wrong with this dude? Good job, I guess. Good job, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania for beef. Oh, my God. Hawaii is in on Governor of Hawaii is Democrat. Governor of Alaska looking to be Republican. Oregon is still tight. Wow. They called Michigan for Gretchen Whitmer. Wow. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. People, they just, how you could live in Michigan after all the shit that she did and you could go and vote for her is mind-blowing to me. But yeah, all right, they just called Michigan for Gretchen Whitmer. The AP just called it, 65% reporting. She's up by 5 points. Gretchen Whitmer beats Tudor Dixon for governor of Michigan. Excuse me. New York is gone. So they got New York, they got Michigan, they got New Mexico, governor of New Mexico. They won that. They're winning in Oregon. They're winning in Oregon. They're winning in Nevada. And they're winning in Arizona. In the House, not a red wave by any stretch of the imagination. In the House, yeah. Mark Kelly is doing really well in Arizona. Let's see, Arizona. We got let's see, Senate. Okay, let's go back to the Senate. Okay, so Washington Senate's over. Oregon Senate's over. Yeah. Oh, they called Oregon too. All right. So Oregon Senate is over. Adam Laxalt is still behind, but everybody was saying that he's going to be doing well. So I guess Blake Masters is down by 17 points, 16 points. Raphael Warnock is up by a point with 96%, but he still doesn't have 50, so that could be the runoff. BEEEF wins in Pennsylvania. Democratic Governor Tony Evers wins re-election in Wisconsin. First Senate flip of the night. Democrat John BEEEF will win the Pennsylvania Senate seat. Wow. That is wild, dude. Absolutely wild. Let's see. Russia's war in Ukraine. AZ going blue AF. It's possible. Let's see. States projected to make history by electing candidates. Alabama, first female senator from Alabama. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, first elected female governor of Arkansas. First female lieutenant governor of Arkansas. First Latino senator from California. First out LGBTQ immigrant elected to Congress. What the fuck? First elected Filipino American Attorney General of California. First elected black Secretary of State for California. First black female Secretary of State in Connecticut. First Gen Z member of Congress, Maxwell Frost. Good God. I saw him running. I can't believe that dude won. Maxwell Alejandro Frost won Florida's 10th congressional district. He was the national organizing director for March of Our Lives. He's fighting for social, racial, and economic justice, and he's 25. The first Gen Z member of Congress. Can't wait to see that dude do TikToks on the floor of the frickin' Congress. That'll be great. Florida, what are you doing? For Illinois, first Latina member of Congress from Illinois. First black governor of Maryland. First black attorney general of Maryland. First out lesbian. Oh my God, yo, this stuff is too much. First out lesbian governor in U.S. history. First out LGBTQ governor of Massachusetts. First elected female governor of Massachusetts. So the first female governor of Massachusetts that flipped it is a lesbian woman. Oh, I guess that's redundant. First Indian American member of Congress from Michigan. First elected female governor of New York, Kathy Hochul. Marcy Kaptur, once she is sworn in next year, she'll be the longest serving woman in congressional history. First Native American senator from Oklahoma in 100 years in Oklahoma. First black female member of Congress from Pennsylvania. First woman to represent Vermont in Congress and the first out LGBTQ member of Congress from Vermont. I don't does anyone care what they're like? Who cares? It's like, I'm trying to take it away from them, but it's like, okay. It's like, who cares who Becca Balint sleeps with? Like, who gives a shit? What does that have to do with anything? Charity Clark, first female attorney general of Vermont. A lot of females doing good things. That's great. That is great. Let's see. Get it, ladies. Go for it. How we elected these demons, that's what I don't understand. But all right. Let's see. The first flipped Senate seat goes to John Fetterbeef. 49.8. He won by almost 2%. That's why they called it. Because they got the stuff faster. Republicans need 2 Democratic seats to gain control of the Senate now. Wow. So that would mean that if everything continues to go, that means the alleged red wave or whatever was a loss of 2 governors, a flip of 2 governors, a flip of a Senate seat. So that means they won't have the majority in the Senate. They lost 2 governorships, and I mean they're doing so. Maybe they'll get the House, but as far as I can see, they picked up 7. They flipped. It looks like 7 in the House. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They picked up 7 in the House. And then the Democrats flipped 2. So they're up 5. 5. That's not 20. That's not 10. This is dismal. Dismal show out. It's so crazy, too, because it's like you ask your average person, and so many people seem to be fed up with all the shit that's going on. How they could go and choose this is mind-blowing to me. How they lost, how Gretchen Whitmer wins Michigan is mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing. She's got her by 5 points. Arizona's still at 50%. How much you want to bet we don't even get those at all tonight? Warnock is still up as well, but he's not going to get 50. All this stuff is slowing down. They got New Mexico for the governor. Katie Hobbs is up over 10 points. Steve Sisolak's up by 10 points in Nevada. They're up in Oregon for the governor. You should make a hoodie Fetter beef stick. Yeah. Let's see, Wisconsin. Ron Johnson is up still in Wisconsin, so it looks like hopefully they'll get that. This is pretty bad. All the ones that I was like really, really gunning for, like BEEEF and Kathy Hochul. No, none of them. JD Vance, I mean, that one was, they were already pretty keen on that one. But Raphael Warnock is up by 0.8. Pretty bad. Let's see. It's annoying. It's annoying that Arizona is taking so long, and Adam Laxalt in Nevada, that's taking a long time too. Yeah, these are not good. Oh well. It's fixed. How do you think it happens? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's fixed. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that is entirely true. I think people's brains are fixed. I think that's more of a problem. I really don't. I don't think that every single election is just fixed. It's possible, but I don't know. I think that there's a lot of fuckery, no doubt about it. But because here's the thing. All right, let's say it is fixed, okay? Let's say it's fixed. If it's fixed, then we don't live in a fucking free country. So whether if you say that it's fixed, then we don't live in a free country. Then why do we even try? Why do we even pay attention? Why care for any? Why vote for anything? Why pay attention? Why watch the news? If it's fixed and nothing matters, then why are you even watching this? That's what I don't understand. Like, I'm with you on it, and I get that, but I don't get that. Because if it really was fixed and if you really believed it was fixed, why would you even pay attention? You know what I'm saying? Why would you pay attention at all? Why would you ever watch it? I wouldn't. If I believed that every single race and every election was completely fixed, I would never pay attention to politics for the rest of my life. So that's my question. Like, does everybody unanimously agree that it's a waste of time? Then it's like, what are we doing? Why aren't we watching Netflix right now? What do we give a shit? If we have no free country, then what are we doing? That's what I don't understand. Propagating hope is the best way to deceive the masses. That's a dog shit attitude. But yeah, I mean, if you want to have that attitude, that's fine. I'm not going to go my whole life believing that everything's in the bag. Maybe it is in certain ways, but I just don't think that that's the case. Project Veritas is already on the Fetterbean Trail. See, but like this is what this tells me. What this tells me is like all the suspicions that we had about Donnie and like his capacity to win again. It's like, it seems well-founded. It's like, if they can beat these candidates that are objectively good, like Tudor Dixon, it's like, you don't think that they're not going to go after Donnie again? It's like, it just makes me wonder, like, if Donnie wins, would he lose? Because I would say he might. I would say he probably would. Which means that we would have not only the remaining 2 years, but that means that we would have 6 more years of this shit. And this appears to be the majority of Senates. So 35 seats were up for election for the Senate. Oh, I guess that's not the majority because there's 100. But 35, yeah. So I mean, but 344 of 435 House seats were up. So it's like the House can't do all that much. It's really the Senate, and the Senate serves for 6 years. The governor served for 4 years, so you just got 4 more years of Gretchen Whitmer. You just got 4 more years of Greasy Gavin. You just got 4 more years of J.B. Pritzker. It's like, you just got 4 more years of Kathy Hochul. You got 4 years of Josh Shapiro. Yikes, dude. That's a shame. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock 2024. Yeah, I agree. Yep. All right. Yeah, it's dark. 4 more years of walls. Oh no. Upside down pineapples. 4 more years of DeSanta Claus. How is voter turnout? Maybe have lost faith and just didn't show up. I'd rather vote for the shit I stepped in on the bottom of my shoe. All right. Who voted for these people is a great question. I really don't know. That is a great question, Bill. A fantastical question. Are we still chugging Trump's bone? That's pretty funny. I mean, I think every person that watches what I've had to say for the last 24 months would say that I have not been chugging Trump's bone by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. I guess. But no, I don't think so. I've made multiple videos where I've said I'd pick the Santa Claus over Donnie Ballgame anytime. But to be completely honest with you, I think I'm just gonna go beef 2024. If we're being honest, I'm just gonna vote Feder beef 2024 and just call it a day. I think I'd be happier. I think I would just live in a better universe. So I'm gonna go beef, guys. I think I might switch. I think I might switch parties. I might pull a Tulsi. I might pull a Tulsi Gabbard and just flip it on its head and just vote beef. Oh, holy shit! Well, all right. Look, this is the thing that's crazy about being on camera. Yeah, no bone chugging. This is the crazy thing about being on camera. Is like I've been on camera for 5 hours tonight, yelling and such, and like I'm here, whatever. And it's like I was like looking at the screen here, like looking at all the things that was happening, and man, that's a bummer. So, but it's like I was just like, fuck, this is not ideal. But let me just say this. All right, here's my conclusion. I think that generally speaking, life is good. Life is grand. Life is wonderful, right? We're alive. We're healthy. We can improve our lives. Your ability to make money and your ability to succeed and be around people that you love, your family, your friends, whatever, is still the same today that it was before. The policies of your state, depending on which state you're in, you don't have to necessarily live in that state. So maybe people move, maybe they don't. I don't know. Things can change. A lot of things can change. I think that more people are aware of what's going on now than were 2 years ago. I think more people are paying attention to and participating in midterm elections than they probably did 2 years ago. I think the gaslighting and all of the garbage that they're saying on TV is wearing thin. I think that this is just yet another setback in the game of life. And generally speaking, these are the types of things, this is where legends are made, in my opinion. So hopefully this convinces all of us that it's not a lock, that even if everything is trash, that you can't really bank on it. And it means that you come back stronger the next time. You fight in your local area, you fight in your state, you try to change the tide, you try to hold these people to accountable, and hopefully, and maybe this is a gift. You never really know. Maybe all the people that got in there, maybe Feder beef and the rest of them show them how really bad it can get in addition to all the rest of this stuff. And maybe this turns the presidential election. Who knows? Maybe that's the case. Maybe this is what was actually necessary in order to flip the presidential election, which was ultimately more important anyhow. So I don't look at it as a complete L as much as I would have wanted to win. Because in a lot of ways, it's like maybe the real referendum comes in 2024. Because this is the thing, is Donald J. Ballpark is going to announce that he's running for president probably next week on Tuesday, which to some people is good, to some people is bad. I personally am not a huge fan of it, but it is what it is. I guess we'll see. And the other thing is that, as soon as this is concluded and beef gets in there and Hochul gets in there and more of this garbage continues, hopefully it gives theoretically more firepower to people to recognize that they really got to get involved. But the fact that there was even a contender for a Republican governor in New York, I think is inspirational. I think Lee Zeldin is great, and I think it's not going to be the last we hear from him. I think the fact that Beto O'Rourke got shut down is great, despite all the money. Stacey Abrams got shut down despite all the money. Ron DeSantis absolutely wiped the floor with Charlie Dumpster, and that's a W. In the Senate, whether we like it or not, Herschel Walker, who I would say most people would agree is probably not the best candidate, really competed in a hell of a match that has a chance to go to a runoff. So that game is not necessarily over. I think Beef had all the gas in the world behind him, and Oz wasn't even the best candidate. Most of us didn't even really like Oz. So, is it feasible that that's the case? Is the same things that made us not trust Oz the same thing that made them trust Beef? Who knows? So, it's like you got J.D. Vance in Ohio. I think that's a good thing. I think that, generally speaking, the people that held on is good. We still don't know what's going to happen in Arizona, but that's a toss-up that could be interesting. We still don't know what's going to happen in Wisconsin, even though it's looking like Ron Johnson is going to do all right there. If they get Ron Johnson, then that's seems like a good thing. So I'm looking at the positives of it. I think that, everything kind of tends to happen for a reason. It's like, could this be what's necessary in order to turn it the next go around? And in the meantime, is this going to affect how you live your daily life? Probably a little bit, but it really depends more on the state that you're in. And it's like, I can only do so much in my state, just like you can only do so much in your state. And it's like, Florida is looking pretty solid. Like, I'm very satisfied. I got a great governor in Florida that doesn't stand up to the bullshit. We got a great potential candidate for president in Ron DeSantis. Who do they have for president? They got Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is their guy. So it's like, when you really face it out, it's like, think about how much power and authority the president of the United States really has when it comes down to it. You got a terrible president that's in there right now. You got Gavin Newsom as your front runner. You got Krusty the Clown. These people are not strong candidates. We still have Ron DeSantis in our stable. We still have Tudor Dixon, probably not the last you'll hear from her. So I think it's a good thing, even though it's bad, right? I'm gonna try to find the good in it, despite the fact that it's just not ideal. And I think there's something to be said about that, and how, if we can't figure out how to find some good from it, then what good is it? I'm not gonna sit here and be sad about it any more than I am right now. But I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and keep doing the same thing that I was doing, trying to figure out a way to navigate our way around it. And that's that. What else can you do? Like, be sad about it, give up, say every election's rigged forever, and then just give up? Maybe that's why more Republicans didn't show up. Maybe that's why. And that's not good. So I'm just not going to choose to look at it that way. So what that means to me is, let's see what happens in Arizona. Carrie Lake seems to be narrowing the lead a little bit, but who knows? It's still only at 50%, which is suspect. And I guess we'll see. What do I think about Mike Lindell? I think Mike Lindell is a great American patriot. His delivery sucks, but stop attributing fraud to lack of turnout, bro. Dude, shut up. I'm glad that people come in here and chirp with their idea, with their beliefs, when it's just like, okay, cool. You can write in the comments in all caps that you think it's rigged. Then don't pay attention. I don't care if you think it's rigged. You heard what I said. I've been talking for 5 hours. I've been saying the same shit. If you think it's rigged, then stop paying attention. Then give up. Okay? We don't need your assistance, apparently. Like, I don't understand. But like, I just don't know. It's like, it's a bummer now, but I think, we'll be good tomorrow. Fed or beef, fed or beef, 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 fed or beef. LA looks stock go up since Newsom won. I love how everybody has such an opinion, and it's like, dude, half the stuff is founded in nothing. Carrie Lake is a Freemason. Okay. Trump is a Freemason. Carrie Lake is a Freemason. Bobby Sauce is controlled op. Bobby lives in a pineapple under the sea. Adam Laxalt is a half cyborg. Raphael Warnock was engineered in a laboratory in a pineapple under the sea. It's like, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. Carrie Lake, Trump, me, we're all Freemasons. I'm a Freemason. I live in a pineapple under the Freemason Sea. My cousin is SpongeBob SquareBlob. Beef is my uncle. And my last name is Fetter Beef. my water closet leads to Mars. So can I confirm I'm not a lizard? Of course I can't confirm I'm not a lizard. I'm 50% lizard, 50% beef. I'm half fetter bean. Yeah. Turnout is math. Are you living under a rock? I don't know. Everybody's got an opinion. I don't care. I'm a lizard. Stretchin' Gretchen. Yeah, she's going to be on TikTok. I live under a steel mill. Jay-Z is a lizard. Beef red flag. Guy can monologue, but he has no idea what's happening. Cool, man. Sick. You're really crushing me in the comments. This dude doesn't know what he's talking about. That's why I've been watching for 2 hours, man. He's a Freemason, bro. He's a lizard mason, dude. You can't be trusted. What happened with GA and NC? It's who knows, Jim. Raphael the dumpster fire is currently up by 0.8. 97% reporting, so that'll be donezo. He's a Freemason, bro. Yo, people are getting angry. People are getting aggro in the comments. I don't know if you're calling me a dork, Jennifer. She's like, you have an opinion, you dork. Are you talking about me? Are you talking about the comment? I don't know. Once it gets late in the night, people start zapping me in the comments. They're like, I've been watching this stream for free for 5 hours. You suck. It's like, it's 2:00 in the morning, and they're just like, thanks for nothing. 5 hours. Oh my God. Thanks. If you ever need design work, LOL. Yeah. Warnock's a Freemason. Everybody's a Freemason. I'm a Mason free. I'm upside down. I live in a pineapple. I live in a torpedo. Yo, Motzi, just leave. Just click the X in the corner. Who cares? You're like, I've been here for 15 minutes. You're stupid. He's controlled up. He's a Freemason. Him and Carrie Lake live underneath a volcano in Croatia with Elon. Elon's controlled up. He's part cyborg. He wants to chip your brain. We haven't been to Mars. We've only been here. The Earth is flat. There's a wall of water. We're on the firmament. The sun is made of cheese. The moon isn't even there. It's a projection. It's a projection. It is a projection. People say the same shit. It's like, all right, yeah, maybe you're right. Like I made a post before. And I was like, oh, the United States sent 5 rovers to Mars. And people are like, you lost the plot, bro. This idiot thinks we went to Mars. And I'm like, all right, fine. We didn't go to Mars. They pretended we went to Mars. I don't know. They took a picture of Arizona and turned up the filter to make it look like it was Mars. I don't fucking know. We pretended to go to Mars. You get the point. You know what I'm saying? It's like we get the point. Dinosaurs aren't real. It's like, look at a fucking alligator. That looks kind of like a dinosaur to me, but yeah, I don't know. I guess they're not. It's like, what the fuck? My blinds behind me gives me away. Your blinds behind you gives away. I don't even know what the hell that means. People are zipping me in the comments. I'm getting clapped. This guy is a Freemason. You lost the plot, bro. You lost the plot. Yo, let's see if I can. Yo, you lost the plot, bro. Oh man, let's see if I can. Hold on. You lost the plot, bro. He's a Freemason, bro. It's all a simulation. It's rigged. It's totally rigged. He lost the plot, dude. He lost the plot. He lost the plot, dude. It's Your blinds are ghetto? All right, Jennifer. Yeah, my blinds are definitely not ghetto, Jennifer. But that's a hot take. These blinds are not ghetto at all. They're expensive. I bought them from Budget Blinds. These blinds are not cheap. They're faux wood. I think they were like $200 a window. My house has I think my house is like 27 windows. That's a lot of clams, Jim. That's like $6,000. I don't know anybody in the ghetto that's spending 6 G's on fucking blinds, but yeah, I guess. I don't know what ghetto you go to, but I'd like to go. Jimmy said, I have a 3-bedroom house with no blinds, only curtains, can't afford blinds. Yeah, but you got 3 bedrooms. I live in a steel mill. I live underneath the steel mill. Joe says, build your house with beef. Yeah, my human body is built on beef. My whole career is built on a stack of beef sticks. I live in a beef universe. Faux wood. He's not even real, man. This has been fun. This has been fun. Yes, Jennifer, congratulations. You successfully trolled me. I said your name. Cool, Motzi. You're awesome, bro. That's such hot takes this guy's having. This guy's the worst. All right, cool. And you're blocked. See you never. Don't care. Ask me if I give a shit. Never know that guy. I'll never see him again. Could give a fuck. Congrats. He's like, this guy sucks. It's like, cool. I'll just make it so you never see my account again for the rest of your life. But all right, yeah. Good day. I bid you good day. It's very easy. Very simple. Don't care. Could care less. Arizona's still at 50%. Stupid. Can you give us some updates? Yeah, okay. I'll give you some updates. Rep McCarthy speaks as the House hangs in the balance. I don't trust this dude either. Dude's a jabron. Actual Jabron James. Don't trust him at all. Don't trust any of these demons. Excuse me. All right, let's see. All right. Here we go. In the governor race, or the numbers are like all the same. Gretchen the Demon, she wins. Tim Walz wins Minnesota. Wisconsin is still at 93%, but he's up by 3%, the Democrat, and Wisconsin for the governor. New Mexico is done. Carrie Lake is still at 50. It's still at 50% reporting, and Carrie Lake's down by 10 points. Nevada is still at 34%, and the Republicans down by 10 points. Oregon is at 60% reporting, and it's kind of tight. So that's something to watch. Let's go to the Senate. Oregon's done. Washington is done. Adam Laxalt is down by 10 points, and it's only 35% reporting, so that's still the same. Blake Masters is still down by 15 with 51% reporting, so they're slowly coming in, but that's taking for fudging ever. Warnock is up by 0.8, which is about the same as it was before. Ron Johnson is still winning in Wisconsin, but there doesn't seem to be any changes in these numbers. Mike Lee won Senate in Utah. I think that's new. But other than that, everything is just generally pretty much the same. It seems like a lot of the numbers are not changing much. But I've been on here for over 5.5 hours. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes in this second stream. I did 3 hours in the first stream, so I'm pretty shot. But so that's pretty much, I think, where I will end it. For now, I don't think I'm gonna come back on because I'm tired. But What I will say is thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that bought the badges on Instagram. I really do appreciate that. Thanks to FNP Girl, Baker Minerals, Zimpity Zimp, J Bird 426, Mikey B19, Debbie 05012, Katie McNamer, Mamistas, Nicole DVG, Brad Habit, Princess KK 17, To Love My Joy, and that's everybody on the badges on Instagram. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Check me out on the Tinfoil Hat podcast with Sam Tripoli that dropped today. Go on all the places and listen to it. It was fire. Really good conversation. Talk about Kanye, Kyrie, and a bunch of stupid things. It was awesome. It was a really great time. Really good podcast. Go to bobbysauceshow.com to leave a rating for the show after it is over. Go to bobbysauce.com to grab the Trust the Government t-shirt here and a lot of other fun, festive things. Thanks to everybody that follows. If you're on Instagram, make sure you follow me. If you don't follow me on all the social medias, Twitter, TikTok, all that garbage, go to followbobby.com to follow me everywhere. I am doing 5 comedy shows in Southwest Florida next week with Chad Prather, opening with Chad Prather in Southwest Florida in Port Charlotte. And then I'm doing 3 comedy shows in the state of Florida, one in the West Coast in the Naples area, one in Orlando, and one in Boca Raton in December. Go to bobbysauce.com and click on the schedule link, and you can come and see me yell things at people in real life. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for following the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for spending the time with me. I appreciate it. These videos are very long. There's over 5 hours of footage, so I guess I'll drop them up on the podcast as well so that people can listen to them. I don't know if people would want to listen to 5 hours of election results versus like the normal pod format, but whatever. Fed or beef, fed or beef, fed or beef, but it will be all available online. Thank you so much for being here, and that is all for now. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. I will see you tomorrow.